Again, my name's Rob, and again, this is a specialty style yoga class. I kind of mixing some modern fitness modality, core, right? It's good maybe we have a day where once a week where we're really hitting our core with a lot of extra focus and intention. And the core is a very complex part of our body, right? A lot of people tend to think just abs, but on the other side, right, we have lower back, hips. This is all core, really anything that's kind of tilting your pelvis. So even a lot of people consider your quadriceps and your hamstrings core muscles. So a lot of people are saying basically like rib cage down to your knees is all core. So really a core class is well-rounded, but obviously a little bit extra emphasis on the midsection, lower back strength. So you know what to do. Listen to your body. I want to make sure everyone is challenged. Let's start in our seated position on our mat. All right, so if you want to sit on a block, now we're just going to take a couple deep breaths, kind of ground and center, and then we're going to do a core breathing exercise. So it's called kapalabhati. But for now, let's just sit up nice and tall. I like to sit like I am right here. I like to sit on my heels. It just kind of helps me sit up tall. It stretches out my ankles. Just feels a little bit better in my body to start practice and just in general. All right, so I'm just going to sit up nice and tall. Don't forget, we haven't discussed mudras a lot, but you can always set your hands in an intentional space to, express certain energies and qualities, okay? So let's lift the crown of the head up and root our sit bones down, shake our shoulders out, and then let's close our eyes. Start to breathe slowly in the nose, inhaling much deeper than normal. Nice slow exhale, following the breath out here. Inhale on the nose, a little bit deeper. Slow exhale, exhaling a little bit deeper. So we're attempting to deepen, slow down, and elongate the breath. If you feel good, you can add a breath hold. So on the top, you hold the breath. And if you're good there, you can even add a breath at the bottom of your exhale. So a breath hold. It's a 4-part breath. So the inhale is one part, the hold at the top is the second part, the exhale is the third part, and then the holding after your exhale, before your next inhale is the 4th part. Okay? And that's really the 4-part breath. Try to breathe into the abdomen, the middle ribs, the chest, the lower back, the side ribs, the upper back, and even the collarbone. So your breath is expanding in all dimensions, forward and back, side to side, up and down, spreading the inner body. Yogis, really, there's nothing more core than breath. When you're studying myology, the study of your muscles, any muscle that connects to your ribs, any core muscle is a breath muscle, okay? So it is important we give a little extra awareness here to start. You're breathing very deep in at your nose. Remember to expand that abdomen as you breathe. That's vagus nerve. That's going to keep you parasympathetic. All right? So last breath or two here. And we're going to do one more breathing exercise. It's called, the cleansing breath, or it's one of the main detoxing breaths. So it's an exhale-focused breath. And the reason I'm bringing this into the core class is because the abdomen is going to strike inward against the spine as we pulse our exhale. Now, this is not easy to do in the beginning of class. Just do it light, okay? I want the exhale pumping. The inhale is just naturally reloading like a spring. You're not inhaling with effort, okay? It's a forced exhale that's repeating rhythm, okay? So I'll demonstrate quickly. We're just gonna do one round, and we're gonna do another round mid-class and another round at the end of class today. So that's how it's gonna go. So we're gonna take a big inhale. Come on, spread those lungs, okay? Big exhale to start. And if you need a quick demo, what I'm gonna do is inhale about full, exhale about a quarter, halfway. Try to relax a little, and as I pump my exhale out my mouth, my abdomen strikes against my spine. So okay, if you have not begun yet, start, big inhale, exhale about a quarter, and then if you can't continue, you're just doing it too strenuous, okay? Keep the rhythmic pumping exhale as the abdomen strikes against the spine. Right from the start, that fast core pulsing. Again, if you can't continue, yogis, you're just doing it too stressful. Or lighten up a little bit. That's straining, okay? To keep that pulsing exhale. Really good for decarbonizing the blood. Really good for kind of waking you up. And they also say, well, the exhale from the mouth is more of that abdomen, chest cleanse. The exhale from the nose is more of the head, upper cleanse, okay? All right, let's take a big inhale. Maybe hold your breath for a moment. Just feel the energy pulsing from the kapalabhati, one of the original shock karmas, the cleansing methods, okay? And then exhale. Let's get started with some asana. Coming off of the feet and maybe shaking your feet out, starting with a couple cat-cows whenever you're ready. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine. Okay, basic core, excellent warm-up, rejuvenator of the spinal column, lower back. Now, you want a little bit more, watch me here. Turn your hands outward and then toward your knees. Get a little wrist stretch involved. Don't forget to include your neck. I do want that neck lifting as the cow inhales and as the scared cat here rounds. I do want you to try to tuck your chin, yogis. All right, really good to get some neck movement, but also some of that kind of endocrine gland. You got the thyroid there, metabolism and calcium regulator. It also regulates your adrenal glands, adrenaline, right? So we do want to make sure we're working that thyroid in a very kind of tactical way, right? And you can go a little side to side. So you can turn your fingers forward, go a little side to side with your cat-cow. All right, our next position at your pace is the downward dog. So this is kind of classic, cat-cow and down dog. Breath work, right, into these couple postures. So a nice traditional start today. If you remember last week in core, we did about a first half hour in class on our back. So today we're starting in that more table, downward facing position. So you take a few breaths here, please. Pedal out your feet again. We're still kind of just, a lot of times in practice, yogis, it depends on the person in the day. There's this, the first few minutes we say warm up, but it's a lot of intuition, just kind of searching around, kind of feeling it out, what feels good, but also doing what I'm suggesting to some extent, maybe, right? Let's not get too crazy about, you know, sometimes I'll teach yoga and like literally people will not follow one thing. I really actually don't care, but it is good to try someone else's things if we get too trapped in our own headspace. All right, let's come forward to our plank posture. Right, when you think of core work, it's hard to beat full body plank. So let's find our plank. We're not going to hold here long. It is a warm-up plank. I want you to grip your fingers, engage your butt and your thigh. So look at my legs, I'm kind of lazy here. Watch me engage everything. Right? Work on turning on your body. Plank is safe to do cold. If it hurts your wrist, you got to work on engaging your fingers. That's kind of a general rule of thumb for any exercise that's weight bearing. Remember that your muscles are designed to bear weight and take tension and force and compression. Your joints are not. Joints are, by definition, more of a moving body part, not a stabilizing body part, okay? They're there to create movement, not to be strong necessarily. That's the muscles, the fascia, the tendons, the ligaments, and even the cartilage and bone to some extent, but not the joint itself, okay? Big inhale. Nice job in your warm-up plank. Now let's drop down to the knees. I want to bring this step back around, a little bit extra focused here today, okay? Pressure that foot down. Inhale your right leg up. Drop your right hip down, shift your weight to your right hand, get strong in your right hand. It's the opposite arm forward, left arm forward. I don't want you to move just yet. I want you to hold, okay? Close your eyes, lengthen the back of your neck. Couple breaths here. If you're good at it, oh, this is too easy, whatever, you just refine the subtle. You know, really scan through your body. Where are you wasting energy? Where are you overstraining? You know, like sometimes I go to yoga class all the time. We're always starting the basics, and that's, you know, that can be tough for someone who's here a lot. But look deeper, guys, okay? Don't get bored. Try to peel away layers of awareness of what the body's doing, what you're experiencing, feeling, what you're observing. All right, so the work starts in the head more, okay? Big inhale. Take that hand and knee down, shake it out a little bit. So we were just holding. All right, it's kind of like a plank. Left leg rises as you press your right foot down.
Drop your left hip down, flex your left foot. Shift your weight to your left hand. Get strong in your left hand. Right arm forward, like you're going to shake somebody's hand. A good 30-second hold here. Work your breath. Are you arching your back? Pull your belly in. Lengthen your side bodies. Can you straighten your back leg, the upper leg a little bit more? Can you activate that foot? Can you relax your traps a little bit? Can you engage that hand that you're balancing on? Can you press the other foot down? There's a lot of subtle refinements here. If we're always just moving in big spaces, we're lacking the development of the subtle awareness, which is exposed more when we hold, okay? And you really can't beat the hold here. It's like backlining the lower body. Because what I see when I get you moving here, a lot of you focus on that front line, that core crunch, and not so much on the leg lift. Big inhale. Exhale, tabletop. Shake it out if you need. Always good to kind of do this to your wrists, open and close. Your wrists will get stronger as you practice more yoga. Same exercise in movement, not the core crunch. I want you to work it though. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale, right knee, left hand down. That's it. Inhale, opposite, right arm, left leg. Lift that leg, lift that leg. It's glute, okay? Exhale, right hand, left knee. Inhale. Now, if this is easy, yogis, and you're like, Bob, what are you doing? It's too easy for me. You do it in plank. But I need you to focus, guys, on the back of your body. The reason I'm not having you crunch is because I want you to bring more awareness into the back body. We need to be resilient in looking at our tendencies, patterns, and where do we spend more of our awareness on certain body parts? You know, it's almost like nepotism. I want my abs strong, but I'm gonna let my back body get all weak. You know, it's like you have these like preferences because of certain things going on in the mind. Let's work that back line. Don't worry, you know I'm gonna hit those abs hard, okay? But I want you to get into that mode where you're really backline oriented. Now, same thing, but next time, right leg, left arm reach, I want you now to add that one you're familiar with. You're gonna inhale, lift, lengthen, exhale, squeeze, knee to elbow. Inhale, exhale, go for it. All right, now, let's say it's easy. Yeah, we do it in plank. We do. Maybe it's early for that, but hey, who am I to say that? Sometimes I feel excellent in class. I go to classes sometimes Tuesday night, and my friend Dylan teaches, and he just lets me kind of go crazy if I want to. And he's like, you know, we'll be in the first exercise, we'll be doing this, and I'll be in plank. If I'm feeling good, I don't hold back if I'm feeling good. A lot of days, I'm backing off, okay? Right hand, left hand, right knee down, shake it out. We have our second side. Left leg, drop your left hip down. Right arm, squeeze your left hand. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Classic. Inhale, exhale. Go ahead. You know, we often do this a lot, but we're not like doing all these different types of it. So I think it's good that I give you that full visual, well, not full, but a lot of different things you can do from this space for your core. And they are, everything we've done so far, very different. The isometric hold, very different from the dynamic back line, okay? Now, very different from the asymmetrical front line and back line, okay? If you wanna be, you know, the body is so complex and, you know, it loves that variety to make it more well-rounded in its ability, okay? Now let's keep going. Tabletop position. We're not done here yet, guys. Now, this is not an easy exercise. We're back to static. We held this. Now we're gonna hold the flexion. I'm gonna have you try it in just the tabletop for now. I wanna hover my right knee. I literally wanna bring my right knee forward between my triceps. I need the knee between my arms. And then I'm gonna try to touch my forehead to my knee. And I'm just gonna hold. And what I want you to do is just feel that space. I want you to feel the rounding in the abdomen. Try to literally touch your forehead to your knee, but pull the knee higher up the arms and see if you can get it more forward between the arms. Try to pull the heel to your butt more too. Hold. Just feel your abs and try to squeeze deep
in ways you normally don't in the abdominal area, okay? Shift more forward. You know, we do this in plank all the time, but sometimes we get so strained, we lack a lot of quality here. This just gives you a little different perspective, and I think it's good to do that. Big inhale. Now listen, same leg, just reach it up and back. Now here, I want you to bend the heel to the butt and pulse your heel to your butt. But listen, guys, drop your right hip down, pull your ribs in. Do not let your back arch. Pull your ribs in, pulse your heel to your butt. Just a couple times. Right knee down. You might feel that in your lower back, okay? I need to bring in hip extension there. So take a moment, cat-cow, you know what you're doing there. Second side, left shin hovers. Bring it forward. Notice how my shoulders go forward in front of my wrist. If you can do that, you do that too. Pull the knee up and forward. Try to touch your forehead to your knee. And I want you to squeeze in that abdominal cavity more than you normally do. A lot of you come to this class regularly. This is all stuff you're familiar with, but done in a little different way, in a different sequencing. So we can make class unique. Just keep an open mind. Don't start to label everything good and bad. I like, I don't like. Just practice in the moment, get the experience, learn about your body. Okay? Too many times I hear in yoga, oh, I like this type of practice, I don't like that. You know, if the teacher doesn't meet the student's expectations, they don't go to that teacher. And that's not really being a good student, all right? We don't want to get the ego going where we judge all the teachers too harshly, okay? Big inhale. Now listen, bring the leg back up and then bend the heel to your butt. Now, again, you're just going to go like that a couple times. You don't really have to pulse, but a lot of us have trouble in that extension reflection. Well, I'll say I used to have a lot of trouble in that. So adding the pulse is really going to fire that muscle in a way where that hold won't. So that little pulse is really good if you struggle there. Now, let's keep going here, guys. We're not done. Knee down, hands down. Right knee hovers, right shin hovers. Like you're a dog and you have to go to the bathroom, you lift your right leg out to the side. Hold, hold, hold. That's it. Flex your right foot, lift your right knee up. Now notice, my hips flop left. Keep equal weight into your hands, left foot, left knee. Hold, breathe. It's only the weight of your leg, okay? It's totally doable for beginners, all levels. Even more advanced, it is difficult. Just hold the leg out. We're about to hit your abs soon. Let's keep going with hips. Big inhale. Go slow. Right knee comes down. Cat-cow if you need. Left shin hovers, left foot hovers. Like you're a male canine and you're marking your territory there, I guess you could say, right? Hold that hip out. Yeah, hold it, yogis. That's how you're going to strengthen. Do not forget, abductors are main hip stabilizers. Okay? You don't want to get that muscles around your hip too weak. You start to get the joint tension and compression, joint loading. And that's what leads to more of that joint injury, eventually possibly joint replacement. So let's keep maintaining the muscles around the joint so the joint doesn't have to do the muscle's job. All right, so you're holding that leg out, you're enjoying it. Big inhale, exhale it down. Take a moment. All right, we're gonna try one more. Don't forget that straight leg is very different from bent leg. Right leg goes out to the side. I'm still in my tabletop. Now here's a challenge. Surprisingly, guys, this isn't beginner. This is not as easy though, it's straight leg. What I want you to do is watch how you shift your weight. Keep equal weight in your hands, your left foot. Strong core, hover your right foot. Hold, hold, hold. If you feel excellent, you can shift your weight to your right hand, reach your left arm out. Now, I totally would rather have you have a quality hold, awareness in your body weight, and just the right leg out, and hovering the left arm. But hey, if you want to go bigger, you hover the left hand out to the side. There's also tucking your toes and covering your bottom knee if you like to go, crazy yoga. If you know that variation, we've done it in the power classes.
Okay, left hand down, right foot down, right knee in. Left foot out, strong core, pressure right foot down, grip your hands, left foot hovers. Notice my weight didn't really shift, guys. I'm not over here. Okay, if you feel good, right arm out. Core, it's all core. The more we can make the body unstable, the more core. The more you're bent over, the more core. Okay. Anytime we're upright, it's like less core. Your abdomen can relax. So how you guys doing? I'm losing you guys today. Some of you are taking breaks. All right, let's take a quick breather on the wrist. A stretch. Table. Right leg out. Rise. So here I am. Look at my right foot, yogis. Angled forward. Right hand down your right leg. Left arm up and over. Do not hinge. Keep your spine nice and tall. Breathe into your side body. It's just 3 breaths. You could bend your hand, reach down your spine, lift your left elbow up. You're going to get a little bit more of that tricep. Yogis, I have a really thick yoga mat. This is a mantra mat. This thing is heavy, thick, and I like a big, heavy, thick mat that doesn't slide, doesn't crumble up. So I don't really need extra padding. But a lot of us with these kind of thick, thin mats, the yoga mats I use are this or the Life Form, and you're looking at 100 or even more, 150 a mat. But it's worth it if you're using it regularly because they're just a better quality mat than some of these Mandukas and Lululemons, okay? Let's bring the right knee in. Let's bring the left knee out. Left foot out. Just notice I want the inner edge of the foot, so we're including ankle and adductor. Right hand up, left arm down the left leg. My point was pad your knee if you need. I don't do it because I have a certain thick, big mat. My mat is really wide and it's pretty long. If you need that padding, let's not let our knees hurt as we're working on the body. I love yoga core class. If you're looking at a class to really get some results, the core is a special part of the body that can really show results really fast. There's certain muscles like your forearms and your calves and your abs that you can train every day. You don't need days off ever. And you get a lot of results quickly. You can change how your abdomen looks a lot in 6 weeks, really a lot. Okay, back to center. Now listen, let's take a little breather there. Now we're just gonna go straight for chaturangas. Hands plant, toes tuck, down dog. So we did a lot of back stuff, a lot of lower back, all right? So you might feel that. That's normal because we're working, okay? Here we go. Inhale, high plank. Extra push-ups are always welcome. Bend elbows. Inhale. Look at my body, not here. Here, okay? Down dog. And if you have some music, you turn it up and you do a few more on your own now. I'm not going to go through the details every class of chaturanga. Already a lot of these cues can be very repetitive. I want you to learn to not rely on my cues as much as starting to tune inward. Remember cues, 1, and 2, discover that awareness for yourself. Someone can tell you something 1,000 times, but then not until you get in that moment, like kinesthetic learning, practice just feeling it. The auditory is great, and so is the visual, watching me, but you just got to get it in there and study what you're doing with your body. I'll get out of the way. I want you to do a couple more. Have some fun, yogis. Extra push-ups. Maybe you do a couple faster. Some days I'm doing really fast vinyasas. Less often than slow, but some days I'm still trying to maintain quality of awareness, quality of muscular control, cues of alignment and elongation through the body, hitting end ranges, breath work, and that basically will make all that more challenging. It'll challenge your awareness. It'll challenge your breath, okay? So Speed does not determine quality. You know what happened to me? I used to be a fast twitch trainer. I was a sprinter my whole life. You know, I was, the fastest person on all my athletic teams. And then in college, I competed in the 100-meter dash. I made it to state finals and a jumper. I was always a good jumper because it's fast twitch. And then yoga came and it was all very slow. It was very different for me when I started yoga. But then 15 years of yoga, I'm very slow. I'm good at slow and I'm not so good at fast anymore. So what do you need to work on personally? Apply more outside your comfort zone. Choose the uncomfort place, okay? Here we go, tabletop. Last part. We're gonna go one more round here in the table. Now we can do stuff here all day, but I wanna give you one more think stretch. Right leg rises. So we're in tabletop. Right knee bends behind you. Now we're gonna slowly shift weight to our right hand. Left arm reaches out, maybe back, and you grab. Be easy, guys. Pull your ribs in. Start to kick and stretch and breathe. So you can see that I already fell. Right? I've done this thousands and I still fall. I'm still controlling the fall. I'm here. Eventually do that in down dog. We do that in plank too. We also do it on the foot. It's called shavasana, but this is a nice place to start it, to feel it after all that kind of core hit work, okay? Always release slow. Watch how I release. If you're new here, see this? That might be a little extreme, but not really. Show me you can control entries and exits. Left leg rises, second side. Bend the heel to the butt. We did that earlier. Right arm reaches out and back, behind, okay? And I kick and I breathe. You practice yoga with me over a lot of time, you'll be able to release fast from everything. The way I instruct is to make you well-rounded and eventually invincible. Yeah, you're gonna get injured in the path, but that's gonna make your body more resilient to injury. To be in a space condition where you're not going to get injured, you almost have to go through some injuries. If your body is weak, doesn't move enough, tight, that's asking for injury. But if you make it very complex, strong, and open, that's how you avoid injury, okay? It's not by just avoiding everything, it's actually by exploring. All right, here we go. Down to your tabletop, and our last part, here in the table. So that's the cross, coronal. Now the lateral. Right leg rises. I'll show you my backside so you can see. I pivot my left foot off my mat, my left hand under my left shoulder, my right arm to the sky. Now, some of us might just stay here, work a little bit of this. Others, right hand back, grab right foot. Start to kick. Now I'm in a bow. Just notice I'm not bowing up to the sky, I'm bowing behind me. But I'm still pulling my navel and my belly in. This is all core work. It's balanced, it's asymmetrical, okay? It's stretch, it's strength. It's hard to beat these type of exercises because there's so much happening. And that's how life is too. When you're in the kitchen bending over to pick up the spoon, you just drop. There's flexibility, there's strength, there's asymmetries, okay? There's hyper range and strength needed in hyper range asymmetry. So you gotta kind of think yoga like that, or functional exercise. Release that, go slow, right knee, right hand down. Shake it out. Here we go, left leg high. Right foot pivots behind me. When I do this in class, a lot of people don't do this part. Watch the bottom foot behind me. Right hand reposition under right shoulder, boom, here I am. I could stay here, getting that outer hip, more work, third round, right? Or left hand back, left heel bend behind me, there we are. Surprisingly too, this isn't like middle high tier beginner yoga. I get surprised when the traditional hatha yogis put this in the beginner realm. Now, maybe it's because that was done hundreds of years ago, and our lifestyles have changed, and maybe the modern human is a little bit less conditioned physically on the average. So maybe that's a lot for some of us, and you know what to do at that point. It's okay
Even though I'm encouraging you to get you outside your comfort zone, challenge yourself, you do need to skip some stuff, yogis, all right? All right, listen, so what do we need to do? After the asymmetries, the hyperranges, we need to tighten it all up into symmetry, all right? So I'm just, in a sense, thinking out loud so you can see the applied logic to the sequence. Forearm plank. Second round, hold. I just want you to sit in tension and compression. Right foot back, left foot back, hips high shoulders, upper back spreads, thighs engage, shift more forward, engage your butt. Close your eyes. Now don't think of the tension, the time, the strain. I want a slow inhale in your nose. Very slow exhale out your nose. When people ask, how do I do the 25-minute headstand hold? Because I don't think about the headstand. One, I'll usually play music. Two, the main thing I do is elongate the breath. So I will really focus on slowing my breath down. When I posted that on Instagram, I can get almost like 1 breath per minute. So yeah, I'll have like a 20 to 30 second inhale and a 20 to 30 second exhale. And that is how time passes in a strenuous hold. It's not by just sitting there wondering every second ticking, because time slows down then. So really try to focus on your breath. We're only going about 1.5 minutes, and you're way over halfway here. You got about 30 seconds left, okay? But the key is to get in the plank where there's a lot of strain, and that is where we really need to pour on the work mentally. Really, guys, you're not going to get stronger if you're always just doing what's easy. There's got to be at least some days where you're feeling good enough to push into the chaos of the inner mind and body, okay? Nice job there. Down to chest, hips, windshield, wipe. And I do want you to think mobility drill. So think core, full body release here. We did this the other day, can't remember what class. It's really fantastic. We're not going to stretch. We're going to move in and out of stretch, let's say. If you watch me, same thing. Look how my legs start here. So I started you here, guys. See how I started you here? Now the arms are going to go wide. And watch this. I roll to my right. My left leg reaches behind me. I roll to my chest. I roll to my left. My right leg reaches behind me. I slowly roll to the chest, to the right, my left leg reaches behind. Notice my head is on the floor the whole time. I roll to my left, my right leg reaches behind me. Now, this seems subtle, yogis, but it's actually quite challenging on the body, okay? It's the biggest range of motion we've done so far. It's bigger than your binds, okay? So, when in doubt, do less and kind of like small increments, baby steps into range. Form, muscular control, breath work, they're all more important than like full range. I would rather see caution. Well, it depends on the person. You know, I don't teach kids yoga caution. I actually want to teach them to be brave and stuff. But as we get older, we do want to be a little bit more cautious. We don't want to injure our body. You know, a big injury can get you stuck and not exercising for a couple of weeks, months, atrophying muscles. That's bad. So depending on where you're at in your life and today, you might push risk more, but also, you know, if you're in a different space in your life, caution might be the better. So what I mean by that is less range. Just roll a little bit, okay? Just roll a little bit. All right, listen guys, we're gonna roll right onto our back. So next exercise. So a lot of the stuff we did, all that table work was mainly back or outer line. Did a little bit of inner line and a little bit of abs, okay? But now I wanna go for our abs. I still wanna stick with symmetry. If you have a block between your thighs. I do want you to keep your feet down.
Inhale, reach your arms beyond your ears. Exhale, the closed chain crunch. We do have, I do this one all the time. Ideally, we do this in every class. Now I go slow. I only lower down about 80, 90%. It's called keeping tension. So the muscle lengthens. It's like it's being pulled apart, but it has to be a bit strong. Exhale, compression strength. Concentric. Inhale, eccentric, tension strength. Exhale, compression strength. Okay, you got some more here. I really now want you to take most body parts out of the equation and really focus on your abs, okay? I do some isolated work, but I am mainly a complex or compound instructor because I understand those concepts and why we should do that more. Your abs really never work isolated in life. But, you know, if you're looking at aesthetics, you know, say you want a six-pack, you got to do a lot of isolated abdominal work, okay? Now listen, let's do the same thing, but hold the crunch and now hover our feet, okay? Hover your feet, breathe. If you want to go big, legs here, you're going to inhale your legs forward, exhale up, knees in. If you're feeling good, legs straight, okay? Hold the crunch, inhale, exhale. Now, if you feel good, guys, you gotta keep your lower back down. That's my main goal. I'm gonna pop the pelvis. Makes sense, right? Crunch into reverse crunch. Insertion to origin, origin to insertion. It's not rocket science, but it works well. It's basic. Leg swing, reverse crunch, followed by spinal flexion. Now we hold spinal flexion, and it's hip flexion, posterior tilt, and reverse spinal flexion, if you know your myology stuff. So simple stuff to remember can be done at the same time. Now, let's keep going here, guys. Take a little breather. Look at me here, a little windshield wipe. Now, I don't think I've ever taught this exercise in core class, but it really is actually quite good. I'm gonna just cross my left ankle atop my right knee. And what I'm gonna suggest here, guys, is to take your left hand on your abdomen. It's good to remember to feel your muscles, not only with your mind, your inner awareness, but literally with your hands. Like, I want you to like feel how your abs or any muscle is working in that exercise. The more we can feel, the more activation you're gonna get. Right hand behind the head, keep your left knee open. It's not here, it's here. Big inhale. Same thing, I want you to do your crunch. Now hold, and then it's a very slow release, only about 80%. I'm feeling my abs. And then it's like my upper right ribs go to my left hip flexors, okay? Inhale, exhale. Again, I've never really taught this one, but it is really good. Let's do it, right? Let's do something we haven't done. Now, what I like to do here when I do this is hold. So now I hold, same side, and it's a little pulse. Yogis, little. It's a tiny movement, guys. Like basically move less. So you went like kind of almost full range into tension compression. Now it's like hold and little ballistic pulse, they call it. Okay, now that can make you quite sore, surprisingly, especially here, like along the ribs. Let's not do too many. Let's switch sides. Left hand, right ankle, top left knee. Left hand behind head, right hand on abdomen. Go. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So your elbow comes toward your knee, and then they go kind of in opposites away from each other. Squeeze, lengthen, shorten, tension, compression. Go ahead. You know, this idea of like muscle compression, it gets like a bad rap. But compression can be very, it's very good. It's a special type of strength. It's like, think of compression strength. Like say you had a yoga block and you put so much weight on it until it just smushed. that's compression strength. Your muscles need that, like weight bearing compression strength. Then we have the tension strength, like say you have a rope and you're trying to pull apart, how much weight until it snaps? That's tension strength. And then shear strength is being pushed from the side, like your femur bone being pushed from the side. That's not as easy a thing to train, but things like plank do that to some extent, okay? Now you hold and you pulse. Come on, guys, it's these last few that are really getting you strong. If you quit every time, you run into a little difficulty. That's why I said, like, you know, from a young age, I try to teach kids to be very strong mentally. You know, sometimes it's easy to get kind of in this idea that we want everything to be comfortable. We don't want to face the difficulty, okay? So we got to remember that as adults too. Let's slowly release and shake it out. Take a breather. Now, I do got to do a counter, and I am going to go right for the big one today. We did multiple rounds of hip extensions. I'm going to go right for single leg bridges. I want to do my, sorry, I said symmetry, but that's actually next. So left foot down, right knee comes in the chest. Now, I would say start here. Some of you might be able to go here, but we don't want the tension of this limiting our push here. Arms down by side, okay? Now, strong, you gotta really position your left foot with a lot of awareness. I'm gonna press my lower back down. I'm gonna push through my left foot. Now, immediately, I felt that in my lower back, okay? Because that's what we're training here, guys. I'm gonna lower down, same principle, 80%, not all the way. Exhale up, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Get that butt going. Try to get to like 10 or 12. This is a one-legged exercise with minimal body weight. Just try not to arch your back, yogis. Keep that belly and that spine long. Don't tense your face or your neck. We're doing these one-legged bridge movements today. So we're not holding right now. I know some of you just want to hold that bridge. Try to keep moving if you can. If you want to hold your last round, you can. Pulse and extension, but also pulse and posterior tilt. That's the game changer. Recognizing posterior tilt in the extension pattern. Hip extension. Lower down, windshield wipe knees. Everyone feel that in their butt and their lower back, right? The more you feel in your lower back means the more you got to work on using your butt muscle. Second side, right foot down, left leg high, left knee into the chest. Oh no, class is 3/4 over already, guys. Right foot down. Go ahead, big inhale, exhale, lift those hips. With your right foot. Now, yogis, a lot of you might need to adjust that foot. Don't feel like you gotta stay in a certain position with your right foot. As you're doing this, you might have to kind of scoot your foot, your weight-bearing foot, the right one here. A little left, a little forward, a little back. To optimize your effects takes a lot of exploring, even if you think you're excellent at it. There's always more to learn, guys. And as you do this a lot, the foot changing position is activating different subtleties in the muscle and the joints. You gotta do not be a yoga robot. I am a yoga robot. I don't want to see that. I want to see you guys a yoga artist. I don't want you to label everything better or worse. I want you to recognize that it's all different. Yes, there's certain things for certain levels, okay? But I want you to really, all you guys in class today, I'm comfortable with saying you're all, capable and should be making sure you're looking outside your normal box, okay? All right. Hopefully you held. If I start to ramble on, you're gonna do exactly what you did on the first side. When in doubt, don't forget to pulse if you did. Take a breather, knees in the chest. Grab your hamstrings, rock forward and back. So take your time if you want to do a little happy baby. Rock forward and back, sit up. Yogi squat, feet go wide. A little bit more planned on the back there, guys, but I do need to bring you standing just for time's sake today, okay? Yogi squat, maybe push the knees open, just a breath or 3, not too long. Yogi squat, child pose is one of my main favorite just neutralizers, okay? Hands plant, feet turn in, hips, that's, man, first time here, right? Take a nice inhale, lengthen. It's asymmetrical active back bends into the symmetrical forward bends. Both bent knee, big hip flexion into that forward bent hamstring. Really nice after the one-legged bridge. Only one rounded bridge today. I was actually gonna do 2, but I got something else that's gonna take the place in the end, okay? Let's stand up when you're ready, please. I'm gonna go right for it, guys. Let's widen our feet. We gotta get our legs like firing. This does go with bridge, it's glute chair. Now, my feet are wide, guys, okay? My arms are gonna go forward. If you have a yoga block, hold it. Squeeze that pelvic floor, you're perineum, get it low, okay? Arms reach forward. Now, if I'm holding a block, I'm squeezing it. My fingers are spread. I'm not holding it, I'm squeezing it. I'm gonna exhale it down toward the right foot, keep my spine long, bend over, inhale it up to the left. And I'm gonna twist with that core, not let my knees change. My right knee's trying to buckle in, don't let it. Exhale it down to the right, inhale up to the left. Keep your legs strong, keep your spine long. Now, again, I tend to move in fuller range so you can see it well. Do not go as far as I do, yogis. If you, like I said, you know, I've had like every yoga injury possible about 12 times. And now I get injured less for sure though, right? I remember through my journey, I had tons of injuries, but my body healed. My body got better at healing. Body's designed to heal. Keep the legs back to neutral. Exhale down to the left, second side, inhale up to the right. So even me, you know, my knees are starting to move. It's okay a little bit, but not a lot. I'd rather tell you don't let the knees move, because that's going to keep you more honest. If I say you can let it move a little bit, then the context of little bit comes into play. I want you to exhale down to that right, and with that core, inhale up to the left. Take a few more. Come on now, work. Half of yoga's work. Well, in this class, most of it's work. Don't forget to actually learn that from a physical therapist. It's a fantastic, my Instagram is just chiropractors, physical therapists, neuroscientists, psychologists, and yoga gurus. That's it. I barely follow any friends anymore. Back to center. Shake it out. Pivot to the right foot. Hold. Bend right knee, warrior 3. Now, if you want to do handstand or something, this is the opportunity. This is like the one class I really don't go there that much. You know, I love that stuff, and I teach it in most of my strong classes. And handstand is very core, but I'm not really going to teach it. I'd rather have, at this point, most of us hold this. Just hold. If you want more, you go more hyper range, so you start to hinge the chest lower and make the leg higher. Another fun thing here is like moving, like up or down or up. I have you go here and here. As long as you're on one foot, you're kind of doing what I'm asking. Make sure whatever leg is lifted, right here, left leg, you drop that left hip down. That is key here, okay? This is our standing flow. Now in the advanced practice, I would say lift your right heel, okay? Land your left foot where it started, pivot to the side. Pivot forward, left foot is in front, left knee bends a little. Hands could be in prayer, you want more challenge in here, and we're hinging forward. Now, we didn't do tons of hamstring stretching, right? So this might be pretty tough. Pretty good general rule of thumb before we put a lot of tension, especially in one leg for hamstring, that we do stretch it out pretty good. There's been a little bit less of that, you might notice, okay? A few more breaths in your balanced posture here, warrior 3, handstand, or, you know, like a standing split variation. Slowly, back to neutral. Right foot at the back of your mat, feet open up again. So yogis, we did twisting, we did coronal, we gotta do that lateral. Back here, okay? Hands behind the head, open the elbows, relax the traps. You see this? I'm not here. Look at my shoulders, my ears, watch. Okay? Sit low, now go slow. Right elbow, right knee, hold, back up. Okay? I go deeper, you don't have to go that deep. Keep your knees open. You know, I have had you do it like this too, guys. I'm kind of like tapping the back of my ankle. I've had you to do it like this. Okay, I've had you stretching it. Now, what you're gonna do is try to hold it. So you go right elbow, right knee, you hold. I gotta lengthen my right side body a little bit though, guys. Spiral my chest up, try to put weight in my heels, squeeze my pelvic floor, pull my belly in. It's a lot of core. I don't teach this one that much because it's very strenuous. Second side, go ahead. Left elbow toward left knee, hold. We're not doing side plank. We're not doing half moons. Gotta get that lateral body, okay? Hold it. You're in the lateral. Nice, Brian. Nice, Sherry. You guys feel that in your core, right? Okay, so we're just doing extra stuff from this space of the goddess. Okay, back to center. Stand up, turn your toes in, hands on your hips, big shoulder stretch, hands behind your back, big inhale, and let's forward bend. Take a little stretch here, breathe. So again, in this class, less inversions, less arm work in general. You know, you're always welcome, like I said in the beginning, all that arm stuff, couple planks, couple, you know, chaturangas, and that's kind of the main dose of our arms. But we are actually going to get a little bit here in the grand finale. All right, guys, listen. We're going to make our way down to seated. And if you have yoga blocks, we're going to do this. Now, we're doing it today. When you look at peak core exercises, reverse plank is on that list. If you can't do reverse plank, we're going to do reverse table. So if you'll watch me for a moment, you don't need your blocks just yet. Fingers behind you. Feet a little bit wider, fingers face forward, hands behind you. Let's lift the hips. So this is how we hold normally. Start. If you're feeling up to it, point toes, engage legs. Feet together, ball the feet touch. Here, sole the feet down. And you got to try to engage your legs and breathe, okay? If that's too much, you're here. If it's all too much, bridge, hold, breathe. So if you're not in it, let's find our up table. Nice, Dawn. Nice, Brian. Yeah, and you know, maybe you get into the posture and you're like, not today, right? I love seeing that. I love seeing you guys add some of that wisdom and care to the body, okay? Big inhale. Now, sit on your butt. Take a moment. I don't want you to hold too long. First round there. You know, look at me. I'm just kind of giving a little twist. Just loosen up. Our last twist was very tightening. Now, we're going to try this. A couple options. Ball the feet touch. Slow as you can, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale back up. Inhale, you can put your hands on your thighs, put the elbows, hands on the floor. You can move a little bit. If you want the whole big one, inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Cross your ankles, plant your hands in your blocks outside your hips. Lift your butt. High boat, low boat, lift your butt. High boat, low boat, lift your butt. Last couple tries, your variation of choice. Now, it's called Lolasana. You're looking for core strength, where I push my hands down and lift that booty up. That's where you're going to get that strength. After this, sorry guys, we're going about 5 minutes past today. Apologize about that. I'll try not to do that, okay? Okay, let's sit back up. Fingers behind us, face forward. Either knees bent or legs straight, point toes, lift hips. Just a few breaths. When I look at core class, this is one of those peak sequences, okay? Reverse plank, Lolasana, and full open chain sit up. Now, it can get more complex. We can put it all together, but this is how we all really start, okay? Big inhale. One more round, down your butt. Remember, this is antagonist action. Move slow and aware, as slow as you can. Low boat, high boat. Here's full version. Toe touch, lift chest, slow as you can. Triple chain, extended low boat. Watch, you touch toes, you bring legs forward, hover, look, hover straight legs. High boat, low boat. Hover straight legs. High boat, low boat. You can tap toes, lift legs. Okay, it does go way further, but maybe not today. Last couple. Nice, Sherry. And you're doing a gentle ab exercise. Good job. You don't have to do what the crazy yoga teacher does always. If you want one last ab blast, knee and low boat, we did sit-ups here or here, and it's a little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. And you pulse it until you see a flash of white light, and then you stop. That was a stupid joke. Until you really, train to failure is really how it's said. Now, we did a lot on that back today, okay? Let's meet on our back. Let's take a stretch or two to close out class. Little different, widen your feet. Both knees knock to the left, go slow. A lot of us are gonna stay here, widen our arms. Others might try, flex the feet, left foot on the outer right knee thigh area. Let the knees fall to the left, close your eyes, breathe. And you can do other stretches if you need, right? Big class for the midsection, guys. Big inhale. Slowly releasing that side, feet wide, knees right, maybe. Right foot on outer left knee. If you have sensitive knees, be easy. Okay, head can fall left, arms stay wide. And here in the end of class, yogis, take another breath or three there. I'd like to give a couple suggestions. Maybe say like 2-3 minutes. We'll take a short meditation in class, but if you have a block, it might feel good to throw a block under your butt and kind of, even a little rocking side to side. Think like massage. It's always excellent here. Another good option would be a deep twist. It wasn't like a super twisty class, right? So it might feel good to get a big one in, like right knee in, left leg straight, take it across. Just classic kind of closing, reclining spinal twist. If you wanted to do legs up the wall, that's always fantastic in the end. Or even like plow, biggest forward bend. A nice passive option would be to sit up, throw your block under your chest, and kind of let your knees fall open. Okay, so there's a good 5 options for me. One last option could be the classic figure 4 stretch. That's going to be that gluten piriformis you kind of hear. Okay, let's set a stretch or two on your own. Think release. And then we'll just let's do like a 1 to 2 minute meditation to end class. Okay. So I do have 10 on the dot right now if anyone needs to leave. But again, I'll give you like another minute or two here. We'll just take like a minute or two shavasana, all right?
You know, I mentioned this last night in class that like when I was looking earlier in my yoga journey, I was really trying to get into meditation, but it was very difficult for me. Like, how can I start a daily meditation practice? And then I realized, I saw it somewhere, some yoga teacher mentioned it. You just start with 1 minute meditations. If you can do 1 minute meditation every day, you have a very solid, consistent, and growing meditation practice. 1 minute meditation, that's it. So you sit still, quiet, relaxed, calm, present, centered, grounded. If you can just do 1 minute a day, you are a daily, regular meditator. Okay? Doesn't have to be 15 minutes. Now, you want to try to extend it, just like holding a plank. The kind of longer you get, different benefits are created, but you just start with something very practical, something very easy, okay? And on a good day, you go 2 minutes, you go 3 minutes. Maybe there's a day you go 10 or 20. My longest true seated meditation is about 2 hours. That's the longest I've truly been able to go. I'm going to break that one of these days here. But I remember when it was more difficult to start. And it was the 1 minute that started it all. All right. So when you're done with your stretching, find a seated or laying position. And yogis, we forgot to do our kapalabhati breathing. Sometimes I plan a little bit too much. Like last night when I was planning this class, I think I just did a little too much because I'm going through it pretty fast. We'll get back to the kapalabhati. I want to bring that more into this class. All right. But don't forget that breathing method. So we're going to go seated or laying. You're going to take a breath or two. You're going to shake your body out, close your eyes. I do want you to let your lungs relax. Your eyes relax, your face. Practice just being very calm, centered, still, and grounded. A trance. 2 minutes, please. Final meditation.